This is the Final Whistle podcast from the Wrexham AFC media team. 5.5 minutes of added time now. We should have a good chunk more, but will we? Young steps up, swings it under the bar, flicked on! Yeah! Yes! Come on! Wrexham nick it! Right at the death, 96th minute, Sam Dolby flicking in Luke Young's corner. Yes! I love you, football. I do. I'm sorry I doubted you, football. Oh, let's start a cult. Yes. Sam Dolby, great header, great delivery by Luke Young, flicked it on, and Dolby puts it across the keeper into the far post. Whoa.
What
great stretch, big header. Defender looked like he was going to get back to clear it, and he couldn't quite. Wowee, what a leap by Dolby. Header. Touched it across. And Wrexham take the lead in the 96th minute. Oh, insanity.
And that's what great teams do.
Hey. Let's hope Durrell doesn't have much on.
Yeah,
he shouldn't.
I don't think it's necessary now.
Exactly right. Yeah. I think there was a substitution. Took a couple of seconds, maybe 30. As Aldershot restart, they're going to launch this up the pitch. And it's intercepted well by Lee on the left-hand side, and he's going to accelerate forwards, possibly towards the corner flag. He's got support, while the run by Dolby is asking him to play it in the corner flag, and Dolby takes it there and holds on to it. He's got players hacking at him, and he's lost the ball, but that is the final whistle, is it?
Yes, it is.
Wrexham win 4-3. Good grief, that was a bit uncalled for, wasn't it?
Well, all credit to Aldershot.
Yeah.
They've been brilliant today. They really give us a good game.
Yeah.
Toe to toe with us, playing good football. Bit worried defensively, I must say.
Yeah.
But we got the win, and that's the most important part.
Absolutely. So Wrexham win 4-3 at Aldershot, adding to the 5 goals we scored there last season. An insane match won in the 96th minute by Sam Dolby's header across the keeper from an excellent Luke Young corner. Phew, as they say. Wrexham started superbly, and in the 7th minute scored. Lee shot handled. Wrexham wanted a red card for it. It wasn't given, and Mullen stepped up and drilled a penalty home, and it looked like we were really in the comfort zone halfway through the first half when Mullen got a nice move. Mullen working it wide to Ford. He punched the ball back in. Mullen finishing it really nicely. But Aldershot holding way back half an hour into it. They pulled a goal back. A good strike from the edge of the area by Pendlebury, or Wrexham will have been frustrated by conceding like that. 5 minutes later it was 3-1, and for the second time the game felt won. James Jones involved, knocking the ball to Mullen, who well, maybe got a hat-trick, but it sounds like he hasn't been credited with it.
A good assist.
Yeah, he was one-on-one. The ball's dropped behind him, and he back-heeled it. It hit a defender and ricocheted in. It looks like it's actually been given as an own goal, so Mullen doesn't have the hat-trick, although, hey, I think he'll try and argue that he does have a hat-trick. But again, Aldershot came back, so by the 39th minute, a great ball by Glover and a super finish by Gallagher from a tight angle, although Howard might feel he committed himself a bit too soon, meant it was 3-2 after 39 minutes. And the second half, with Owen O'Connell coming off at half-time worryingly, but Jordan Tunnicliffe making a return much earlier than expected from injury. Well, Wrexham didn't get that same rhythm. In the first half, you felt that Aldershot had shown real grit to keep fighting their way back in, but Wrexham did look superior. I don't mean that in a judgmental way towards Aldershot. I just mean Wrexham looked like a superior team in general. But Aldershot in the second half stopped us getting that rhythm going and kept the pressure on, and in the 89th minute looked like they denied Wrexham when the ball was played in from the left by Glover, headed towards goal by Hutchinson, took a nasty deflection off Tunnicliffe which sent it just beyond the grasp of Howard. A galling goal to concede. I'd say it's another own goal, and it looked like Wrexham had dropped points from a winning position, but that 96th minute goal changed everything. Chay, you say phew. I agree. I think that probably sums up the match.
As I said, plenty of times today, Aldershot have been brilliant. Really give us a good game. Defensively, I'm a little bit worried we are conceding too many goals at this moment in time, but I'm pretty sure Phil Parkinson will get that sorted sooner rather than later. Going forward, we've looked really good. But Super Sam Dalby with that last minute winner, that was a nice feeling.
He's doing ever so well off the bench, isn't he? I mean, fair play to him. He's come in clearly knowing that Mullen and Palmer are the strikers, but he's making a case for being first choice, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's scored a few goals off the bench, isn't he, recently? He's looked amazing off the bench, and yeah, he really is making a case for himself to get in that starting lineup at the moment, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Worrying to have what might surely is another injury at the back with O'Connell going off half time. Let's hope it's precautionary. But it, like you say, we're just not closing games out. We're not getting clean sheets, and a lot of that is, I think, the fact that we're chopping and changing the back three all the time. We just have to because of all these injuries.
Yeah, I think not having continuity at the back is really something we're struggling with. Like last season, we always had Cleworth, Tozer, Hayden, and you knew what you got out of them. And when you're chopping and changing, and we've been chopping and changing the midfield as well, haven't we? And you know, as you said, not having Tom O'Connor, who is that shield for defence, we are missing one, but still we are getting. It's a good thing we've got three fantastic strikers who just can keep on scoring and scoring.
Yeah, absolutely, it is wonderful, isn't it? Really, man of the match is an interesting one. I think. Well, I've shown my hand early. Mullen, who may have a hat trick, probably isn't going to be given it, but certainly in the first half was electric.
Yeah.
Normally you'd think, well, that's man of the match then. But I thought, well, I mean, there are other contenders. James Jones, I mentioned, certainly. I mean, was absolutely full of energy all through the game as well, and played a good ball. Young did very well.
Excellent deliveries for corners, and a lot, typical Luke Young gritty performance.
Showed up a lot, I thought, in the second half. Young winning balls when we were under pressure.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah, so I think, I don't know if Mullen created 3 goals that he would have scored 2 and assisted 1. It's hard to not give him, but for my eyes, I think Luke Young was man of the match personally.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think James Jones?
I'm leaning towards Jones and Mullen more, but we're going to have to toss a coin or paper, scissors.
Let's give it Mullen. I think because we both said Mullen. I think we give it Mullen.
Fair point. But it was hair-raising at times. There were times when we looked fabulous and times when we looked much too flaky.
Yeah.
Bottom line, though, 3 points. We're happy.
This is the Final Whistle podcast from the Wrexham AFC media team.